I want you to think about the last time you truly felt safe. Not just physically safe, but deeply, spiritually safe. The kind of safety that lets you close your eyes at night without fear. The kind of safety that lets you walk into a room and not feel the weight of invisible eyes watching you. When was the last time you felt that kind of peace? The kind of peace that does not depend on your circumstances. The kind of peace that lingers even when everything around you is uncertain. I want you to think about the things you have been carrying in silence. The things you do not tell anyone because you are not sure if they would understand. The dreams that wake you up at 3 in the morning with your heart pounding. The feeling that something is just wrong in your home, even when everything looks perfectly fine, the way your money seems to disappear for no reason at all. The strange thoughts that creep into your mind when you are trying to pray. That heaviness you feel when you walk through your own front door. I want to talk to you about something very important today. There are things happening in your life that prayer by itself has not been able to stop. You have fasted. You have cried out to God in the middle of the night. You have changed churches. You have cut off certain people. You have done everything you know to do, but somehow the attack keeps coming back. It comes back with the same old faces. It comes back with the same old patterns. It comes back with the same old fear. You have prayed for your family. You have prayed for your finances. You have prayed for your health. And yet, something still feels like it is holding you back. Something still feels like it is hovering over your life. Something still feels like it is standing at the door, waiting for the moment when your faith is weak enough to enter. I want you to understand something today. The enemy is very clever. He does not always attack in obvious ways. He does not always show himself in the way you expect. Sometimes he hides in what you eat. Sometimes he hides in what you ignore. Sometimes he hides in what you forget to pray over. And this is where the real battle begins. Not in the church sanctuary, not in the prayer meeting, but in the secret places of your life, in the things you overlook, in the things you assume are ordinary. That is what I want to talk to you about today. The truth that has been hidden from many believers. The truth that you were never told. The truth that could change everything for you starting today. You have been cleaning your house from top to bottom. You have been sweeping, mopping, scrubbing. You have been rearranging furniture and burning candles and spreading oil on your doors. You have done all of these things trying to get rid of the heaviness. But spiritually, things still do not feel right. Your home still does not feel like a place of peace. You still feel like something is there, something you cannot see, something you cannot explain. And the reason is simple. Nobody told you that your kitchen holds a secret deliverance. Yes, your kitchen. That place where you prepare your meals. That place where you feed your family. That place where you spend so much of your time. There is something hidden in your kitchen that has been there all along. Something that God placed there for such a time as this. Something that the enemy has been trying to keep hidden from you because he knows what it can do. And today, I want to expose it. I want to pull back the veil and let you see what God has already put in your hands. Something as simple as eating this one thing once a week can send every curse back to where it came from. It can flush out spirits of poverty that have been clinging to your life. It can build a spiritual fort around your life against the wickedness of this world. And you already have it in your kitchen. You have been walking past it every single day. You have been using it for cooking. You have been ignoring its spiritual power. But today, the truth is being exposed. The secret is being revealed. And what you do with this revelation will determine whether you stay trapped or whether you walk in the freedom that God has always intended for you. Bitter leaves, cloves, and honey. 3 powerful creations that witches fear. 3 creations that demons run from. 3 creations that the spiritual realm listens to when they are used in the right way. This is not just your ordinary herbal tea. This is not something you drink just because it tastes good or because it is healthy. This is a covenant drink. This is a weekly shield. This is something that blocks witchcraft, destroys poverty curses, and seals your life with divine favor. You only need to drink it one time each week, just once. That is all it takes to change your atmosphere. That is all it takes to protect your spiritual gates. That is all it takes to shift the trajectory of your life. The answer has been in your kitchen all this time. And today you are going to use it with knowledge and with power. You are not helpless. You are not cursed. You were simply not informed. But after this, after you understand what I am about to tell you, you will walk in boldness. You will walk covered. You will walk unshakable. The enemy is about to lose his grip on your life. The chains that have been holding you down are about to break. And it will happen through something as simple as a drink you prepare in your own kitchen. Let us begin with the bitter leaves. Bitter leaves are not just for food. They are not just something you add to soup to give it flavor. In the natural world, they have health benefits. They cleanse the body. They support the liver. They help with digestion. But in the spiritual world, they carry a much deeper meaning. They are a powerful symbol of cleansing. They carry a spiritual frequency that repels darkness. Anything bitter in nature has the spiritual job of cleansing, flushing, and rejecting evil. And this is where the truth gets deep. Bitterness in your body often shows that there is bitterness in your life. Long struggles, rejection that you have been carrying since childhood, cycles of hardship that seem to follow you from generation to generation. Family curses that have not been broken. All of these things manifest as bitterness in your spirit. And that bitterness attracts more bitterness. It attracts more struggle. It attracts more rejection. It attracts more hardship. When you boil and drink bitter leaves, You are spiritually commanding everything bitter in your life to be pulled out by the roots. You are declaring in the Spirit, I will not carry suffering from my family lines. I will not inherit hidden curses. I choose to be free. That is the power of this simple leaf. It is a prophetic act. It is a declaration of freedom. It is a spiritual weapon that the enemy cannot stand against. Bitter leaves wash away spiritual poisons hiding in your body. Things planted in your dreams while you were sleeping. Things spoken in curses by people who wished you harm. Things sent through envy from those who could not stand to see you blessed. All of that bitterness flows out with the water as you drink. And in its place, your life begins to open up. You will notice how your chest feels lighter. You will begin to sleep more deeply. The dreams that used to frighten you will start to fade away. Your spirit becomes too clean for evil spirits to live inside you. Even your physical health begins to get better because your spirit and your body are finally in agreement. There is no longer a war between what your spirit is saying and what your body is experiencing. They are aligned. They are in harmony. And when your spirit and body are in alignment, healing comes naturally. Now, let us talk about cloves. Those small brown seeds you probably never knew were warriors in the spirit. You probably have them sitting in your cabinet right now. You use them in cooking. You maybe add them to rice or stew. You might have even used them in a holiday recipe. But you had no idea that they are spiritual weapons. In the natural world, cloves fight germs and viruses. They are powerful antimicrobials. They protect your body from infection. But in the spiritual world, cloves destroy demonic contracts and silence watching spirits. They have a fiery frequency, one that pushes back darkness, one that burns through evil altars. When you put 7 cloves into that boiling pot with your bitter leaves, you are doing more than making a drink. You are starting a prophetic defense system. 7 is the number of spiritual completion. 7 is the number that God used when He created the earth. 7 is the number of perfection and rest. When you use 7 cloves, you are saying that the work is finished. You are saying that the enemy's work in your life is done. You are saying that what God has started, He will complete. Cloves do not just cleanse. They block, they shield, and they bind. They lock the spiritual gates that the enemy has been using to get into your dreams and drain your blessings. They send confusion into the camp of your enemies. They turn their plans upside down. They make their weapons useless. People who regularly take cloves in this spiritual remedy report how things start to change. They stop feeling like they are being watched. The constant problems break. Strange sicknesses go away without any explanation. The heaviness that they have been carrying for years simply lifts. They cannot explain it. They cannot understand it. But it happens. Together, bitter leaves and cloves make a spiritual firewall. The leaves go deep into your spirit and flush out the roots of your troubles. The cloves build a shield of protection around you. They create a barrier that the enemy cannot cross. They make you invisible to the spiritual radar. The enemy tries to find you. He tries to locate you, but you have become hidden. You have become protected. You have become covered. Witches hate this combination because it works. It is cheap. It is easy to find. You do not need a prophet to make it work. You do not need to travel to a foreign country. You do not need to pay thousands of dollars. All it needs is your humility and your obedience. That is all. And this is what many people miss. God hides powerful weapons in simple things. He hides them in plain sight. He puts them right in your hands. He puts them in your kitchen. He puts them in your cabinet. He puts them where you can reach them without any help. And only those who walk in spiritual wisdom find them. Only those who have eyes to see and ears to hear understand what God has placed before them. The leaves break the curses. The cloves bind the enemies, and your life begins to reset. It begins to realign. It begins to come back into divine order. If you have been dealing with problems that will not go away, if you have been experiencing losses you cannot explain, if you have been attacked at night, tormented in your dreams, waking up exhausted, these are not just things that happen. These are signs that your spiritual gates have been broken into. The enemy has found a way in. He has found a crack in your spiritual armor. But bitter leaves and cloves will clean and close those gates. This is the power of prophetic eating. When you eat with a purpose, you are not just feeding your body, you are feeding your spirit with protection. You are feeding your spirit with resistance. You are feeding your spirit with divine fire. You are arming yourself with weapons that the enemy cannot defeat. Now, let us bring in the third divine ingredient, honey. When God wants to describe blessings, He talks about a land flowing with milk and honey. That is His picture of abundance. That is His picture of provision. That is His picture of divine favor. Honey is sweetness. It is favor. It is restoration. It is healing. Honey makes the bitterness soft. It takes something that is harsh and makes it bearable. It takes something that is unpleasant and makes it sweet. It draws wealth. It heals wounds. It attracts divine favor. In spiritual warfare, honey is not just for taste. It is a magnet for God to step in. When you add honey to bitter leaves and cloves, you are not canceling the power of the bitter. You are not making the cloves less effective. You are sealing your cleansing with sweetness from heaven. You are declaring, my life will not be bitter any longer. My hands will attract wealth. My path will be easy. That is a powerful declaration. Honey speaks for you in the spiritual world. It says this person has suffered enough. Let sweetness come back to them. This person has been through the fire. Let restoration come. This person has carried burdens that were never meant for them. Let favor find them. When used the right way, honey changes the atmosphere around you. You will start to notice people treating you differently. You will attract favor in places where you were once turned away. Even your energy will change. People will want to bless you. They will want to open doors for you. They will want to help you for no reason. That is what honey does when you add it to bitter leaves and cloves. It finishes the transformation. It completes the work. It makes everything come together. Now, here is exactly how to make and take this prophetic remedy. It is simple. It is straightforward. Anyone can do it. You do not need special training. You do not need a degree in theology. You just need faith and obedience. Get a handful of fresh or dried bitter leaves. You can use African bitter leaf. You can use dandelion greens. You can even use neem leaves if that is what you can find where you live. Whatever is available to you, whatever is accessible. God will honor your intention. Add 7 whole cloves to the pot. Do not crush them. They need to be whole for their spiritual structure to stay complete. The number is important. The wholeness is important. Pour clean water over them and bring everything to a boil for 10 to 15 minutes. As it boils, do not be quiet. This is not a silent activity. Start to speak over it. Say things like, Lord, use this to flush out every spiritual poison inside me. Let every curse break. Let every witchcraft yoke be uprooted. Stir it with faith. Let your words mix with the water. Let your faith infuse the leaves. When the boiling is done, pour the liquid into a clean cup and let it cool a little. Then add 1 tablespoon of raw natural honey. Stir gently and speak again. Let this sweetness cover every bitterness in my life. Let my destiny be restored. Let blessings find me. You do not drink this in a random way. This is not just a drink you have whenever you feel like it. You drink it on days that are spiritually sensitive, Friday nights or Sunday mornings. Friday night is when the week is ending and spiritual gates are changing. Sunday morning is when a new week is starting and divine instruction flows. Choose the one that feels right to your spirit. Follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. You can drink it early in the morning before you talk to anyone, before you receive any input from the world, before you check your phone, before you turn on the news. You drink it in the quietness of the morning when your spirit is still fresh. Or you can drink it at night before you go to bed, as you are preparing to rest, as you are preparing to enter the dream realm. That is an important time. That is a time when the enemy often attacks. But when you drink this remedy, you are protecting your night. When you hold the cup, pause. Put your hand over it. Pray one more time. As I drink this, let my life reject every curse. Let my body flush out every poison. Let my path attract divine sweetness. Then drink it slowly. Feel it go down. Let it touch your spirit. Know that something has already changed. The moment you drank it, something shifted in the spirit realm. Doing this 1 time a week is enough. It is not the repeating that matters. It is the intention and the obedience. It is the act of lining up your spirit, your body, and your voice with heaven's order. The ingredients are simple, but the power they carry is heavy. This is not just a tea for wellness. This is spiritual warfare in a cup. It is activation in your hands. And one time a week is all it takes to keep your spiritual gate safe, your atmosphere clean, and your blessings flowing. When you start doing this every week, you will begin to see that the atmosphere around you starts to change. What once felt heavy will begin to clear. What once felt dark will begin to brighten. What once felt confusing will begin to make sense. If you have been waking up tired, even after sleeping all night, you will begin to feel lighter. Your sleep will become more restful. You will wake up feeling refreshed. If your dreams have been full of snakes, shadows, or running with no purpose, those bad dreams will start to fade. You will begin to dream of light. You will dream of peace. You will dream of open doors. This is not your imagination. This is the effect of a spiritual detox. The bitter leaves flush out the poisons that witches plant in your spirit through dreams and cursed food. The cloves bind every watching spirit that has been hovering over your life. The honey pulls divine light into your space. People who do this do not just feel the change, they live it. Doors that were mysteriously closed begin to open without you forcing them. Help appears from unexpected places. Money stops disappearing for no reason. Your plans begin to work because the invisible hands holding back your progress have been cut off at the root. The strangest thing is that people around you will start to notice before you do. You will hear them say, "You look different." Your energy feels peaceful. There is something about you that has changed. Some people will become uncomfortable around you and stay away. And that is not a bad thing. It is spiritual rejection. The darkness in them can no longer live near the light in you. They are being repelled by the presence of God that now surrounds you. This weekly spiritual remedy does more than clean your inner self. It changes your spiritual aura. Your spiritual scent changes from an easy target to someone who is divinely protected. And in the spirit world, scent is everything. Demons are drawn to spiritual dirt. They are attracted to fear. They are attracted to bitterness. They are attracted to unforgiveness. But when you keep your spiritual body clean, you become invisible to their radar. You confuse your enemies. You break their compass. They will try to attack, but they will not find you. They will look for you, but you will be hidden. You will walk into rooms where the atmosphere once fought you, and suddenly you will be welcomed. You will walk into meetings where you were once ignored, and suddenly people will listen to you. You will walk into places where you were once rejected, and suddenly doors will open for you. That is not luck. That is the result of steady spiritual cleaning and divine activation. Many people carry spiritual poisons from their family line without knowing it. Generational poverty is not just about money. It is about spiritual contracts. It is about ancestral spirits. It is about covenants made without you knowing. Altars you did not build can still speak against your life until they are silenced. Covenants you did not make can still hold you back until they are broken. This remedy taken once a week becomes your way of saying, I reject every covenant I did not make. I break every chain I did not sign for. I clean myself from every spiritual inheritance that does not help my destiny. That is why results start to show when you stay consistent. It is not about drinking something special or costly. It is about obeying divine instruction. It is about using what God already put in nature. He hides power in simple things: leaves, seeds, honey. And those who are wise enough to use them rise above invisible limits. There is a reason why witches use herbs. There is a reason why they use cloves and bitter things in their rituals. They know the power of these things. They know that the spiritual world responds to them. But when good people rise up and take back what God made, the power changes hands. The same herbs they used to hurt you can now be used to heal and protect you. The same leaves they used to bury destinies now become your deliverance. The same seeds they used to bind you now become your freedom. The only difference is your intention. They use it to destroy. You use it to cleanse. They use it to bind. You use it to break free. They use it to keep you trapped. You use it to walk in liberty. That is why this is more than a drink. It is a weekly altar. It is a moment of getting in line with divine order. It is a declaration of authority over your life. And when done regularly, you become too expensive for witchcraft to touch. You become a moving altar. Wherever you walk, evil turns away. One thing you will also notice is that unexpected money begins to appear. Not magic money, not money that comes from sin, but money that was delayed, money that was blocked, money that was hidden. It suddenly finds its way to you. This happens because poverty is spiritual before it is physical. It is a spirit, it is a force. It is a weight that presses down on your finances. And when you clean yourself every week, you remove the spiritual gatekeepers that have been blocking your financial destiny. You may get a call about an opportunity you had forgotten. Someone may decide to pay you what they owe. You may suddenly find the courage to apply for something you were afraid of. These are not just chances. They are signs that the spiritual cobwebs have been swept away. They are signs that the voice of lack has been silenced. They are signs that the chains holding you back have been broken at the root. Above all, your peace will come back. You will begin to smile again for no reason. You will sleep soundly without waking up to fight invisible forces. You will walk into your home and feel light, not pressure. You will walk into your home and feel welcome, not oppressed. This is what divine covering feels like. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, but it is steady, powerful, and unshakable. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that no matter what is happening in the world, your house is covered, your destiny is protected, your spirit is anchored. This is the kind of protection and freedom that comes from something as simple as drinking bitter leaves, cloves, and honey just one time a week with faith and purpose. When you begin to understand how deeply spiritual life is, even the way you eat will change. God never meant for us to live without knowing spiritual laws. He put power in everything He created. And the enemy's goal has always been to blind us from that truth. That is why witches use herbs, roots, powders, and oils. Not because they made them, but because they know their power when activated spiritually. What they do not want you to know is that those same herbs, when used for good, carry a greater power, one that no evil can overcome. The bitter leaves in your kitchen, the cloves sitting unused in your cabinet, the honey that has been collecting dust in your pantry. They were never just food. They were weapons. They were healing tools. They were spiritual shields waiting for you to activate them. And the moment you use them with understanding, everything begins to fall into place. You do not need to spend thousands to be free. You just need wisdom, obedience, and consistency. That is why many people suffer while their answers are right in front of them. God will not always speak with thunder and lightning. Sometimes He speaks through simple things. He lets you find a message like this, not by accident, but because He is tired of seeing you suffer in silence. He is showing you that deliverance does not always look like a dramatic church service. It can look like boiling leaves in your kitchen. It can look like speaking life over water. It can look like choosing one day a week to clean your spiritual gates. This is not superstition. This is spiritual intelligence. And once you begin to walk in it, you will start seeing life from a different place. You will understand why the enemy attacked your health. You will understand why he attacked your clarity. You will understand why he attacked your appetite, your sleep, your relationships. It is because he knew if you ever started taking care of your spiritual body, he would lose his access. But that access ends now because your awareness has started and your healing is moving. The world teaches us to depend on pills and more pills, but very few teach us that the greatest pharmacy exists in nature. God gave us everything we need: bitter for cleansing, spice for warfare, sweetness for restoration. This is divine order. And if you follow it, you will begin to see that what you thought was just food is actually a voice. It is a covenant. It is a declaration. Bitter leaves speak bitterness out of your life. Cloves declare judgment on every evil watcher. Honey calls in abundance and peace. And when you bring them together with purpose, you begin to walk in a level of spiritual power that no enemy can stand against. This is how you take your life back. Not with fear, but with understanding. Not with anxiety, but with authority. Not with confusion, but with revelation. There is something holy about doing this every week. It is not about how many times you drink it. It is about the promise to keep yourself spiritually clean. Once a week is your reset. Once a week is your altar. Once a week is your spiritual maintenance. In the same way people wash their bodies, brush their teeth, and clean their houses, your spirit must also be cleaned on a regular basis. Otherwise, it becomes a place where curses, confusion, and delay can grow. That is why this once-a-week remedy works. It does not just heal, it prevents, it protects, it warns evil spirits. This house is covered. This body cannot be touched. This destiny is marked. And every time you obey, heaven supports you. You do not need to explain this to everyone. Some will not understand it, and that is fine. Spiritual things are understood by the Spirit. Just remember that this journey is your own. This covenant is between you and God. This drink is not just tea. It is your sword. It is your covering. It is your divine key. Keep it holy. Treat it with respect. And most importantly, be consistent. The enemy depends on you forgetting. He grows strong on your spiritual laziness. He thrives when you are inconsistent. But once you decide to stay armed week after week, you will see that the attacks become less, the dreams become clearer. The peace you have been crying for finally arrives. That is the power of obedience. Now that you know the truth, now that you have received the revelation, it is time to open your mouth and activate your authority. You cannot stay silent while witches chant. You cannot be quiet while evil altars speak curses into your life. You have the power, but it must be spoken out loud. Your voice is a weapon. Your words are ammunition. Silence is surrender. But speaking is warfare. If you believe that God is still working, even when you cannot see it, write this in the comments. I still trust God. Let your declaration be a testimony that you are not giving up, that you are not backing down, that you are not surrendering to the enemy. Repeat this out loud right now with boldness. I declare that every bitter root of witchcraft in my life is uprooted and destroyed. I reject every spiritual poison in my bloodline. I flush out every curse hiding in my body, in my home, and in my environment. Say it like you mean it, because your words are weapons. Speak it again. I drink this with knowledge, with revelation, and with divine purpose. Let every witchcraft attack be reversed. Let every poverty spirit be thrown out. Let every demonic contract catch fire and be cancelled by the authority of heaven. You are not just repeating words. You are speaking into the spirit world. And the forces that have been harassing your life will recognize your voice and run away. They will scatter. They will flee. They will be defeated. Declare again, my house is covered. My destiny is preserved. My finances are released. My health is restored. My mind is protected. My spirit is aligned. Every gate that was left open is now shut and sealed by divine fire. Every evil observer watching my steps is struck with confusion. My dreams are now portals of prophecy, not playgrounds for the enemy. My sleep is sweet. My path is clear. My enemies fall into the traps they set for me. My life is hidden in the blood of the Lamb and sealed by divine obedience. Speak this over your water. Speak it over your children. Speak it as you make your drink every week. This is not a ritual. It is spiritual alignment. And when heaven hears obedience, power is released. You do not need a prophet to lay hands on you. When you have revelation, the greatest breakthrough is when you learn to lay hands on your own cup, on your own head, and declare freedom for yourself. So right now, stretch your hand out and say this with boldness. By the power of divine instruction, I command every evil plantation in my body to be flushed out. I command every ancestral altar speaking poverty and delay to scatter by fire. I command my home to reject every evil visitation. I declare that bitter leaves cleanse me, cloves shield me, and honey restores me. I declare that Friday nights and Sunday mornings will become my gates of glory. I walk in divine timing. I drink with divine wisdom. I activate my covenant of protection every single week. Do not think little of what you have just said. These declarations are fire in the spirit world. They chase away shadows. They open blocked gates. They set a standard the enemy cannot cross. And when you do this all the time, week after week, you will rise with a power that cannot be explained, the kind of power that does not shout, but things change when you walk into a room. The kind of power that keeps your enemies far away even when they smile at you. The kind of power that makes blessings find you because your spirit is finally clean. You are not just drinking a tea. You are taking a stand. You are building a spiritual wall. You are protecting your life without saying you are sorry. And every time you take that first sip, whisper this one thing. Let this enter my body and push out everything that is not of God. Let this cover my soul and rebuke every invisible attack. I am covered, I am favored, I am free. Do not keep this wisdom to yourself. Someone you love is suffering in silence. Someone you know is fighting spiritual attacks without knowing the cause. Someone you care about is struggling while the answer is already in their kitchen. Share this knowledge. Send it to your family group. Send it to your church sisters. Send it to your brothers overseas. Send it to your mother in the village. Send it to that quiet friend who always looks tired but never says anything. You never know whose life will be saved by one sip of divine instruction. Tell them that they do not need expensive candles or loud deliverance services to break curses. They just need bitter leaves, cloves, and honey used in obedience and wisdom one time a week. Tell them God already put the solution in their hands. And this is the time to activate it. So many are looking for breakthroughs in the wrong places, while divine healing is hidden in simple things. Wisdom has revealed it. Now it is your turn to spread the light. If this message speaks to something you have been facing, share your faith in the comments. Let someone else see that they are not alone. Let someone else know that there is hope. Let someone else be encouraged to take this step of faith. Sometimes faith becomes stronger when we are willing to declare it, when we are willing to share it, when we are willing to testify about it. You do not need to fear witchcraft anymore. You do not need to keep looking over your shoulder, wondering who is against you. When you follow divine instructions like this, your enemies disqualify themselves. They may try, but they will fail. They may gather, but they will scatter. They may plan, but their plans will come to nothing. When you commit to drinking this once a week, you become a moving altar. You carry the presence of God with you. Your body becomes too clean for demons to live in. Your aura becomes too bright for darkness to come near. Your home becomes too hot for evil spirits to hide in. And your life begins to line up with favor, peace, and restoration. But you must stay consistent. Do not miss your weekly appointment with spiritual protection. The most dangerous thing in this world is a believer who has no idea what is attacking them. But the most powerful person is the one who wakes up, arms themselves with divine knowledge, and takes action. Today you have been given that knowledge. Now go and prepare your remedy. Boil your bitter leaves and cloves. Stir in your honey. Speak over it, drink it, and watch as curses break, witchcraft fails, and doors that were shut for years begin to open. This is not a trend. This is not superstition. This is spiritual wisdom passed down, tested, and now given back to those who are ready to walk in divine protection. And when you begin to see results, when the heaviness lifts, when money stops vanishing, when your sleep becomes peaceful, come back here and tell your story. Let others know that the power of God still works through natural things. Let your testimony give someone else the courage to believe. And let me speak plainly about something. When you start this,